T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up, everybody? How are you guys? I apologize for my tardiness. I was having to do some cat wrangling here. I had to get Romeo in the house and everybody dinner fixed up and all that stuff. So yeah, threw off my timing a little bit. So let's take a quick dig through. I know I think I think that there's other stuff going on at the moment. So there's not a lot of folks here. And that's okay. But I figured we would do a quick little run through of everybody and say hi. I see Nutty. Hi, Miss Nutty. How are you? And Inferno, what's up? Pete, how are you? Grateful. Good to see you. Hi, Pix. How are you, sweetheart? Oh, let's see. 31 frames. Hi. Oh, Mia. Hi, honey. How are you? Good to see you. Blonde Empress. Holy moly, you got your hands full. 3 cats by itself. These three, they're all sweet as they can be, but they are a handful. But you throwing a puppy on top of it, ooh, sister, you're gonna be busy. I apologize for my subduedness. I'm tired. So while normally I would open this whole thing up and turn it into a panel and all that stuff and us go for hours upon hours upon hours, I'm going to kind of do the best I can to get through as much of this as I can, simply because, even though I wasn't planning on it, shoot, I lost my train of thought. Oh, even though I wasn't planning on going to bed early, I'm probably going to have to go to bed early, because my energy level is slowly waning. I'm running out of gas, as it were. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Oh, I'm listening. I was going through my rough draft. I'm also going to email you later. The necklace I won looks so good. I wore it to the kiddos' graduation. Yeah, I saw the picture of that. It looked really nice on you too. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Kalari. That's what I meant for it to do. When I sent it out, is for people to be able to wear them and enjoy them and be able to create memories with them. All good. I'm on enough crack for both of us. Well, I'm so glad that you're enjoying that for the two of us, because I just don't have the energy. I just don't. I'm sorry, 31 frames. It isn't like I wouldn't want to, but I don't really think that you guys are going to want to deal with me trying to doze off midstream here, which I can't guarantee won't happen, because once we get past ALR, who will rile me up just enough to piss me off good, we delve into Foodles, who's basically not even really worth recapping anymore at this point. So we'll have to play it by ear, baby. I can't make no promises. Miss Lady, could we pick a spot, please, ma'am? I love you. I do. You're a good girl. I use my pop socket and think of you every time I pop it. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. I really, really like that. Oh. Pick a spot. Pick a spot and settle. Oh, okay. Okay, I understand. All right. So I was planning on coming through really spicy on some of this. It just depends on how far what little bit of energy I have lasts me. Hello, Salty and everyone. I'm just passing through to show up and support. Thanks, Gail. It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good night, hon. Hey, over here. I can't get nothing done with your booty there. All right, so without further ado, let's get into some foolishness here. Let's start with this whole ALR. I'm desperate and stupid cycle that we got going on here. I have not really watched.
Hi guys, I look like crap.
Shut up. I haven't really watched all of these yet. I've caught clips on Twitter, so I can't wait to see exactly how stupid this gets. Yeah, he came in because he was he come in because he just got through eating. So he's got a happy belly. He'd come in to pay his thanks for his dinner, you know. Let's see. So let's get into this. Even though I don't want to. Here we go.
Hi guys, I look like crap because I feel like crap. I really don't even
to pull Zachary Michael, you look like you always do.
Know what to say, but like you guys don't know the full story at all. And I think that's like the hardest part of this whole thing is like there is a big part of this story missing, but I'm never going to sit there and talk about other people's personal things because that's not me, that's not who I am. But because of this, me and now my ex, we're not together anymore, and this
praise Jesus
has left her like debilitated,
and nobody gives a damn.
Like literally, like her mental health has gone down so much. Like she's literally one of the greatest people, and it's like to see people say things that are not true at all, like it's not surprising. That's literally what people do. That's what they've done my whole freaking YouTube career. And
all right. And here's where my coming on here tired. This is where this benefits me because this shit has already pissed me off and we're only a minute in. Number one, you're trying to talk about, oh, well, her mental health has just been detracted from this. You know what? The only person's mental health that really should be discussed in this entire situation is the woman that she fed to death and the family members that she left behind too early because your girlfriend, who wasn't even your girlfriend at the time, you know, did what she wanted to do with her to get her jollies out of it. I could give two fucks about her mental health. I have no, I called it already. I'm pissed off. I just don't have the energy to actually invest in a full-on fucking show of ass today. But, we're just getting started. Hey, Sigma, how are you? Exactly. Yes, it is. Because she don't know the whole damn story. She don't know fuck all about this chick other than the gaslighting and love bombing that the girl threw at her to get her foot in the door. She's trying to blur things off of her career on YouTube, and this she's setting up a victim deal for herself. Oh, yay. That's okay. I'll dismantle that fuckery when we get to it. If anything, Tommy person is dangerous. Amber, who wants someone who will encourage bad behavior. Yes. And all too conveniently, around the same time that this girl popped up into the picture, she just automatically has this revelation that the Ozempic just doesn't work anymore. Nah, bitch, you're just so fucking desperate that when this woman told you that she liked bigger women and she preferred them bigger than you were so goddamn desperate that you literally sacrificed any potential of saving your life or your health so that you would have a warm body to be in the room with you. What does that say?
And for these people to act like they care about me now, yes, I know there are thousands of you who love me and support me and want to see me happy. And I appreciate those messages. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I feel it. But all of these people who act like they care about me and they're worried about me, bull. Like, you guys have never wanted to see me happy.
Not one fucking tear.
There are so many of you who love to see me miserable, and you're getting that. You won again.
No, there is no game. There is no game here, boo-boo. You've been miserable the entire damn time you've been on YouTube. The only difference is you have momentary wins in it all, since you want to use those terms, momentary wins in it all when you think you can come on here and just like you did with this girl, when you come in, yes, I'm seeing somebody, like it's a fucking flex. Like it's a flex. You want to know what a flex is? Being able to bend over and touch your own toes, bitch. Being able to put on your own tennis shoes. Being able to be able to walk for more than 5 minutes without feeling like you're going to fall the fuck out. That's a fucking flex in this situation. Thank you. Exactly. And you're a miserable human being because you choose to be, because you are choosing to wrap yourself up in your problems and live in the problem rather than the solution. You will never get any pity out of me, young lady. So you can take that shit and fuck all the way off with it, because you're not a fucking victim. You are a participant in this. You are the villain in this story, little girl.
You literally won again. What's happening is not okay. Like, it's not. And this is the very fucking reason why I don't want to show people in my videos. It has nothing to do with me and everything to do with so many of you.
It has every single thing to do with you, because you pick these degenerate fucks, these people that are so desperate for attention and some clout and some money. You pick these people, not the people out here in the audience watching. Thank you. It's not so much loves as much as it is inadvertent or somewhat, Lord, I can't even pronounce that right now, deal of having her downfalls being so consistent to the point that the show is really just ALR failing. Quite true. Quite true. Amen to that. Oh, thank you, Kalari. Just to welcome you back. Big hugs for you, Boo Man, Miss Thang, and Romeo. Well, I appreciate that. That's so sweet of you, girl. I am just, Ooh, I'm just tired. I wish I had more energy, y'all, so I could get good and pissed off and just go the fuck off, because it's been a little bit. I am feeling spicy. I just don't have the energy to go all the way in right now. You know what I mean? But I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to ride this train as long as I can with what energy I got left. But let's keep going.
I am talking to a big part of you, but I'm not talking to all of you. So I need that to be like fully known. Like, I know there are a lot of people who love and support.
Wait, something else that I need to do here, because this bitch talks too slow. Fucking slow ass.
Like, I know that, but like right now, that is not being heard as much as I feel it. What is really being heard is like, y'all are ruining someone's life who does not deserve it. Like, it is freaking crazy.
Ruining her life how? Ruining her life how? Mom's got a job. She's got a house. She had a whole life before you. She'll continue to have a whole life after you. The difference is that you're pissed off because you're not going to have her. This is, I picked a shitty person because my standards are so low that I've scraped the bottom of the barrel so hard that I've broke through the bottom and hit the sludge underneath. And now my desperation is causing me to act out because I can't get nobody else. Ugh.
What is happening right now? You guys have interfered with my life in a way that like, it makes me want to just fucking disappear. You guys have no idea. Like, if you guys knew the full story, you'd be like, oh, wait a minute. But you don't, and you'll never know. But like, to find out all this fucking shit and then make your own narrative with it and say that I'm in danger, you guys have no idea what you're talking about. This has pushed me away, completely pushed me away. I don't think I'll be the same for a long time.
Bye, bitch. Pushed you away in what way? It ain't like you're invested in what you're doing. You ain't been invested in I don't know how long. There we go. Exactly.
Like, truly a long time, because I had a future planned and I was happy and I was so fucking happy and so loved. And now we aren't together anymore because like her mental health comes first and her safety comes first. I should have known something like this was going to happen, because 9 times out of 10, people make the smallest thing that I do or say or whatever it may be into like a fucking huge thing. Like, I should have known. Like, I should have known. I shouldn't have ever shared her. I shouldn't have done it. But we were so fucking happy and in love and on cloud 9. Like, literally, like, I've never felt so loved before. And to have that taken from me because of people who actually hate me and that actually want to see me miserable, they don't care. Like, they don't care. It's all just for fucking show and for drama and people monetizing and making money. Like, it's not fair. But
I'm sorry. Did you post this video and not unmonetize it? Did you post this video with no monetization? Did you post any of the videos about this with no monetization? I bet you fucking didn't. Don't talk to... So long as you come on here and you are on here going, oh, you guys are destroying people's lives. Oh my God. And you continue to monetize that fuckery, I don't want to hear you say nothing about anybody else having an opinion and utilizing the system that they qualified for. Who, by the way, are putting in more of an effort than you have put in for years, as a matter of fact. I am sick to fucking death of this one and the other one. Right. Hey, Miss Morris. Nothing, not a whole lot thus far, girl. I'm just tearing in on this whole ALR thing, because this is the entire situation is fucking fake. Her response to it is fucking fake. None of it is genuine. And we're coming on here playing our little narc games. Oh, feel sorry for me because I didn't get my way, even though what I was choosing to do was going to cause me to end up in an early grave. I'm good, crab apples. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, baby. I'm tired. I'm running out of gas, but I'm giving it my all while I'm here, baby. I'm gonna do the best I can. You guys will just have to bear with me. Can't with this heifer.
Hope that these people are happy, because not only did they ruin my life, but they're ruining someone else's life, and her mental health is not good right now, and neither am I. Like, I'm gonna look,
because she got called out for shit that she posted online with a smile on her face. Having a mirror held up to her degeneracy all of a sudden has her in an emotional and moral crisis. Since when? Since when? Get the fuck out of here.
Like, I just am a fucking mess. Like, everything right now feels heavy and scary, and it's just not okay. Like, I regret so badly ever sharing her. I know people.
Scary in what way? It ain't like you got people knocking on your door, ma'am, trying to get in your face about this. This sociopath that you were trying to drag into your house up underneath your ass ain't got people knocking on their door.
We're gonna watch this and just not give a fuck. They're just gonna roll their eyes and just not care. I feel like my words don't matter to a lot of people.
They don't, because you're a liar.
Or the way that I feel, they never have mattered. People watch me to just laugh at me and to hate me, and I'm realizing, like, people just want to ruin my life, and it worked. So people literally just don't think before they post. They're fucking just hungry for the next drama, the next thing to make me look bad, or to make someone I love look bad. Like, that's just what they're waiting for. And when they thought they found that, they turned it into something way bigger than what it really is. And you guys, again, do not know the full story. And it's sad, but you never will. Really.
I'm gonna cut it there. Let's talk about the full story that we don't know nothing about. Let's talk about it. Let's just get into it.
Alrighty, you guys. Welcome to a special emergency report here on the Ankle Amber.
Hi. Welcome to my shit show.
Exactly.
So, yes.
True. Tragically delicious.
I didn't think there would be more to post for today. It is going to come right out just because this is hot information. Someone relayed to me that some tea had been dropped on the Kiwi farms. So I headed on over there after Grandpa Hank, a thank you to you guys in the comments who told me how to work the site. I finally figured out how to find the current talk. And this literally just dropped, you guys. So we're going to take a look into it. Now, we have known for a while now that this is Tommy's real name, maybe real name.
Baby, we got to speed you up too.
I'm not saying, okay, that this is reason for anyone to go harassing anyone, because that's what it is, guys, and I don't agree with that. So we're not going to do that, okay? We're going to talk our shit, though. You know it. But, yeah, thank you so much for tuning on in. And, yeah, let's dive into this, guys. I'm going to be honest and give a bit of a disclaimer. It is bleak, okay? This isn't a happy talk. So I want to go into this, making sure that you're all aware that I am thinking of the person who died in this situation, okay? And I don't, as horrible as a person as Amber is, I don't want that to happen to her. So we need to discuss this.
That's an excellent question.
Now, there is proof. So this, this was posted not long ago at all onto the Kiwi Farms feed or thread, whatever.
Hey, Nirvana.
For ALR.
Welcome, honey.
Swami was,
good to see
until
you.
Perhaps 3 to 4 months ago, running a couple's account on a feederism fetish website. Her partner was a fully immobile, bedbound woman in a nursing home, tipping the scale at around 900 pounds. She was calling herself Willow then. And I think she's got Oaks Willow on her IG or something now. I believe she may work in healthcare, but I can't quite remember. Now, there were screenshots.
Now, I have seen the documentation on this woman, and the conversation about her being a registered nurse actually is true, which, I'm going to tell you, as somebody who is a medical professional, it embarrasses the fuck out of me that there are these types of people roaming around in healthcare. And that's what makes this woman that ALR supposedly is in love with so much, and her life is ruined without her, makes this woman even more fucking dangerous, because she knows exactly what kind of damage is being done to the human body by feeding someone to death. She knows, and she doesn't care. It is simply for her gratification. Yeah. A registered hearse filler. Yeah. So at this point, Speculation Station has an interesting community post about the rabbit hole Jade went down for Tommy. Sounds interesting. I'm gonna look into that. Well, there's okay, here's the deal. Unlike your actual doctors, nurses really don't have, like, we don't have a Hippocratic oath that do no harm. That whole thing, that doesn't really apply. But there is a question of moral and ethical stances and all that, you know. But then at the same time, though, I mean, given the current state of the world that we find ourselves in, we know that there are other things that are just as bad that go on, that are by people who are supposed to care for and protect people who can't protect themselves. And that speaks to the character of this woman. Hey, Dr. Phil, good to see you, man. How are you? Been a while. Imagine dating someone without a background check, or at least knowing where the person is from. Amen, Nirvana. That's the deal. That's the thing. What does it say about the level of desperation for ALR that she did zero research on this woman? She did zero research on Valentine, which I'm actually seriously thinking, and she can try to say whatever the hell she likes. I honestly believe that it's all the same person. And I think that her little screenshots that she tried to utilize as a method to combat all of this, I think those were made up. And even the ones that she did show, it was mostly somebody complaining at her about, well, every time you're in a relationship, you just ignore me. That's not showing or proving anything other than the fact that ALR is a shitty person. I'm a medical professional and I can't imagine ever supporting this. This is horrifying. Agreed. But, you know, again, why are you not researching people whenever you're bringing them into your personal space, into your life, into the lives of your family? The last people that I'm sorry, the current state of the world, at the bare minimum, I'm running a background check on you. There is no way in the world I am getting tied up with just any random person and accepting what they say at face value anymore. The world is unsafe. And this chucklehead thinks that she's protected from everything except for the bullies on the internet. She's a moron. Babe, I love you, but the feeder stuff I can't. I'm too triggered in real life shit. It's too deep right now. Everyone play nice together. I'll dip back in after a while. Okay, I'm going to try to make this. I'm working to make this as short as I can, but, you know, she's kind of opened a barrel of fuckery pics. Just kind of peek in a bit and see if we're through it. When I was a firefighter, we couldn't pass a wreck without stopping, even if we were off duty. Well, and see, that's the deal. That's a fine line where nurses are concerned, because, you know, you guys are considered sworn personnel, so you do have to stop. You're first responders, you know, that's kind of your duty. With nurses, I have seen nurses drive right by shit and not even glance over at it, because they're like, I got places to go and things to do. But it depends on the person. Yet again, if something happens, I'm going to stop. Even if I'm going to work, I'm going to call, be like, hey, look, I just rolled upon an accident. I'm going to be late. Going to be a few. Sorry about that. Be in a while. But not everybody's willing to do that. Agreed. Well, not even in just online dating, Dr. Phil. It's everywhere. It's in real life dating now. You actually have to do all of this background checking on people because people are insane. I honestly don't think so. her saying that people don't know the whole, oh, you don't know the whole story. That tells me that old girl told her some nonsense, and she just took it and ran with it. She got sold a bill of goods, and she went down the street, showing it to everybody. Look how stupid I am, you guys. Look how stupid I am, and it's infuriating. ALR was never the type of person who would research. She takes everything at face value, and she's extremely desperate to. Yes, agreed. Obviously, a warm body's a warm body. Salty, I can mod for you if you need. I think I've got it covered thus far. Nothing major. It's just going to be trying to get through all the stuff that we got up here, because I've got all of this stuff on ALR and all this stuff on Foodie. Because there's less than 30 people in here right now, title does not dictate behavior. Exactly. Excellent point. I think is something we should talk about. Quite true. I have helped people in several different accents, but that'll let me be traumatized, but I'm there for the patient. Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. Whatever happened to being friends before a relationship? That's an excellent point. People don't do that anymore. Not really. Let's keep going.
Of the username and whatnot, so that tracks. Sadly, I don't have any screenshots of the pictures where she was laid across the woman's stomach, but I do have the stuff attached.
I didn't want that. I'm glad when I skimmed through this that photo wasn't in there, because it's fucking disgusting.
It's clear enough to tell it.
But the smile that she's got on her face is like the cat that ate the canary. And that to me was disgusting.
Her in the profile photo. As soon as I saw the TikTok stuff, I recognized her. That's crazy. Someone instantly recognized her. Damn. Photo is of the previous partner, B, to get a feel of the level of deranged Salami is. Well, we don't need to go, bashing this poor woman, because this woman, B, she's a victim. Okay? She is a victim in this as well. If Tommy allegedly manipulated her into feeling that this was a good thing to be doing while in a nursing home, then that's being manipulated. That is, accountability here or there. Yes, I understand that, but that is being manipulated by someone. And various posts and a bit of the profile I had screenshot. ETA, I've just learned that B was named Colleen and actually died in April. So Salami led one woman to death and then now is after another. Now we're going to look at some of the Facebook posts, and here, if we zoom in, we can very clearly see that is who we know as Tommy and this B woman that we will talk about in just a second. So the Facebook page is called Contrast Couple, which that instantly sets off alarms, because there is obviously kind of a fetishization there of the size difference. I had a Domino's brookie today, all to myself, among other treats, but that one stands out. Perhaps next time I skip all the other food and just get 4 of those. My belly was not only super full today, but I was super happy. The only thing missing was my Willow to feed it me. Okay. So, yeah. Alarm bells for sure. That's definitely not the type of interactions we want to be seeing this person that's going into a relationship with Amber Lynn to have. Some people might say, oh, now she deserves it, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's the case. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I can be a dick, okay? But I will never wish that type of harm onto another person. I'm sorry. A little over a year ago, the rehab brought a special 1K capacity bed to support my weight, and it's already starting to break/give again. The last one I broke was a rental. I figured I would share, since who better to understand my struggle? And let's be honest, some of you love it. Since they don't have a Hoyer that can hold me, they're going to have to jack up the bed with a heavy-duty jack to fix the wheels. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of frightened and kind of intrigued. Cross your fingers, friends.
Hey, SH. I'm not sure where, I guess, the name Tommy, from what I understand, initially got modified to Slobby. And from there, somehow went to Slommy. I don't know. I'm not sure, honey. Not sure. Maybe Tommy Salad just had a Job of the Hut fetish and we're reading this wrong. Maybe. 100%. It is awful. It is atrocious. It is nasty. Smell like dirty feet all the time.
And just the fact that like this is all being supported by her partner, it's gross. I'm not gonna lie. Like obviously she played a part in it as well, but it's not all right. It really isn't. And Amber, Pookie, if you're watching, don't strike this video, all right? I'm looking out for you. Whether you want to believe that or not, girl, people are looking out for you by making sure this is known because you do not want to be entering into this. I know, I'm going to crack a joke. I know you're desperate as fuck. Don't be this desperate, girl. All right, don't. An update on B. So I'm guessing this is coming from Emily. She's still healing, but she's off the ventilator and was able to communicate a little bit today. The nurses says she's officially out of the woods and the worst is over. Keep the prayers coming for continued recovery. She has a long road ahead of her, but she's the strongest person I know. I love her with all of my heart. Willow. It's very concerning. It's very concerning because how do you say all that lovey-dovey nonsense? It seems like this Willow or Emily or Tommy knows exactly what to say, right? They know exactly how to come off. Amber Lane couldn't even fake that type of like sympathy. Please pray for B. She's not doing well and she's in the hospital. She can use all the prayers and good vibes sent her way. Once again, I really feel sorry for the woman in this situation who lost her life, you know, and her family who's having to deal with this. And then this girl is just going to bounce off and move to the next one and is literally going to try to do it in front of a YouTube audience. No. And I have a feeling that's why that video that got posted today was because this will end the relationship. And I think she's terrified of that. Amber, oh girl, you might not be able to recognize it now, but hindsight is 2020. You will thank the haters for this one. I'm gonna be so for real. This is like, they're really kind of looking out for you, girl. I don't think even they want to see something happen to you, because if they did, I don't think they would have shared this. Who would have let this all be known? You know, unless Amber is fully aware. And she's going to play into it. She doesn't care. So, I mean, maybe she stopped the Ozempic, that's for sure. It's astonishing to me, dude, that Amber would even entertain this with how much she likes to project this idea of like self-worth and whatnot. This doesn't scream like someone that has the most of that, you know? It's kind of giving like very insecure and grody. B is a USS BBW, I'm not sure what that means, who loves movies, game nights, and her friends and family. She used to be an avid BBW Bash attendee and has been in this community a long time. She has a lifelong record of being the biggest woman in the room in every room she enters, and at her last weight, early 2023, she was 1,040 pounds. Yikes. As someone who doesn't really have a label, queer or pansexual are probably closest. Having become nearly immobile, she decided to check into a rehabilitation and care spot in Arizona, and after some setbacks, has been completely bedbound since May 2022. In order to get out of rehab and get to actually live her life with Willow the way they plan, she is working to regain mobility and lose some of her weight. Even after losing hundreds of pounds, she would still qualify as a USS BBW. And ultimately, this is what needs to happen to ensure there is a future to enjoy. So, while this is not a common goal here, please be accepting. You don't have to encourage, but please don't be unkind. Thank you in advance.
Okay, so most of it from here is showing this woman's obit and just kind of recapping. This is why nobody feels sorry for ALR. Again, just a couple of minutes to do a background check and actually learn some shit about who it is that you're trying to drag into your house would have saved her a hell of a lot of trouble. But no, we're so desperate for a warm body and some attention here that we'll just take it. We'll just take any damn body. We'll just take anybody. And I'm sorry, but I am fed all the way the fuck up with her. Hey. Let's see. Let's go through this here. I said, excuse you. Hi. Did you come to say hi to everybody? Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. Foodie and ALR are both very stupid when it comes to finding partners. They both act out of desperation and delusion. Quite true. I agree. Feederism is sick to me. If someone loves someone very heavy, they would want them to get healthy. I agree with you on that, Dr. Phil, but there's a lot of sick people roaming around, my dude. I mean, it's hard to wrap my mind around. Couldn't the rehab center intervene? No, because ideally, this young lady that died, and ALR too, while ALR and this other woman obviously have some mental health issues going on, so long as they can provide the wherewithal that they are in their right minds, then no, there's really not anything that can be done, especially if that person, the young lady that died, if she didn't have like a power of attorney to make medical decisions for her and she was her responsible party for herself, then no, there would have been nothing they could have done. I've had people in the nursing homes that were this size. That I had one lady that she was probably 450 pounds, and she was going online and catfishing people and was having people come to the damn nursing home after she'd catfished them. And when they realized she was 450 pounds, they like noped out real quick. And then she would go online and do it over and over and over again. There was several times that turned into a huge to-do because, these people don't really care. They just want somebody to give them attention because they have zero self-respect for themselves. With all the evidence accumulated, could Willow, Tommy, whatever be prosecuted for contributing to the passing of someone? I don't think so, mainly because of the whole conversation about this person is in their right mind. They're choosing to participate in it. The person, the feedee, not the feeder, but the feedee, so long as they're not mentally incapacitated in some way and they're actively participating in it, then no, I don't think so. If it were someone, like if you're talking about somebody who had special needs that had been fed to this point, I could see it being like abuse of a person with declined cognitive capability. But, no, so long as they're with it, then it's like free for all, This is me off as an ICU nurse. Oh my fucking God. Agreed. That's the exact same response that I had to a blonde empress. Exact same response. It absolutely is disgusting, Nirvana. I do not understand it. I wonder if she goes by Willow because compared to her wife, she looks like a willow tree. Probably. All right. So how long till Tommy Salad shows up on Foodie? That's a good question. Yes. She was actually on Dr. Oz, I think twice because of that. Before this feeder got involved in all that. The thought of them waiting for the lady to die to announce their relationship is top tier sick. I agree. And I'll tell you this whole, she's an amazing person, you guys. What kind of an amazing person goes to the wake of somebody that they supposedly love and care about and laughs during the eulogy that they're giving for that person? A fucking degenerate. A degenerate. A girl, I don't even know. She thinks she's being cute and she ain't. She's trying to shop for another feeder, I think. I'm telling you, ALR's not willing to be alone as Foodie is. It's because they need a caretaker and a mental manipulation to think they're okay. They're not normal. It's some kind of psychosis. I can agree with that wholeheartedly. So is death the goal of the feeders? Because you think that if you're attracted to big people, you'd want to keep them alive to enjoy time with them. I don't entirely think it is. I think that it's the weight gain is ideally the goal. They want them to gain as much weight as they can get them to, but it's ultimately just a built-in side effect of that whole process. They're going to die. The human body can only stand so much weight before it starts to fail. Look at Foodie. Right. If it's consensual, if people are in their right minds, then there's not a thing that can be said. Quite true. in a nursing home and catfishing people. That's shameful. Well, I mean, you know, it happens. And I'm gonna tell you, it was a mess. Salty, what about the boil she keeps talking about? Who are we talking about? Foodie? I will. We can talk about it. I mean, ideally, that's a product of her not washing her ass in combination with her blood sugar, and her blood sugars being the way they are. It's a breeding ground for the prospect of skin infection. People with diabetes automatically are at a higher risk, but because she neglects herself, it just kind of amplifies the prospect, you know. People who assist in unaliving other people should be prosecuted. I can agree with that. I mean, but you know, we're living in a wild world these days, y'all. It's that's awful. That's awful. Jesus Christ. Oh, wrong on so many levels. All right.
Hey guys, so I originally had a different video that I was gonna have go up today.
We're gonna.
I just feel like a lot is happening and it's super overwhelming. I don't know. Like, I'm only one person over here. There's just like so much is being said, and I know legal terms love to be thrown around, like slander, defamation. 9 times out of 10, people don't really know what they're talking about. But I feel like in situations that have been happening recently, there's a lot of slander. There is a lot of defamation. Like, there's a difference between like gossiping versus like downright, straight up defamation, lies, completely making up stories that aren't true at all. I told myself,
ma'am, the psychopath that you decided to latch yourself onto publicly posted all of this on sites open and available to God and everybody on the internet. People tracking that down and making it available to girl world specific is not slander. It is not defamation. And it is absolutely not something that you can speak to. Jesus Christ. The level of stupidity, y'all.
I would never talk about this to protect myself because it is scary, because there's a lot that goes in it. But like, if I can somehow prove that I'm not lying, then I'm going to do that. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to stand here and do this. Like, I honestly feel pathetic. I feel triggered.
Well, I'm glad that you can acknowledge that you're pathetic. And saying that you weren't going to talk about it, this is video number 3 of you coming on here, dry-eyed, trying to play a victim. Because we know, boo-boo, that is your gig. That is your jam. That makes you feel special, right?
I feel just like YouTube is ruining my life. Like, truly ruining my life.
What life?
And I have gone through a lot with YouTube. I've gone through a fucking lot. I have had some serious high highs and I've had some serious low lows, but
that's a you problem.
Something about everything that's been happening, it has hit different. It has affected me differently than anything else ever has.
How many times have we heard that? This hurts worse than anything I've ever been through, you guys. We've heard this with every ending of a phase for her. Thank you. Exactly, Dr. Phil. Girl. Same. It's just like, bitch, who you think you fooling? Right. First off, you won't as much money as she claims to make and as much money as she wastes on bullshit that she ends up throwing out later because she's a hoarder too, on top of everything else. We really think that she would actually step up and hire a fucking attorney to actually do something about some slander, some defamation? Secondarily, let's just throw this out here. Ma'am, you live in the US of A. Freedom of speech is a real thing. And since old girl decided to post her public business just like you do online for everybody to see and to give their opinion on, good luck proving defamation, bitch. Good fucking luck. Facts. All facts. Yeah, basically. Basically.
Seeing what a large chunk of whatever this community is doing, seeing what you guys are doing has made me just not want to do YouTube anymore. And that scares me because
Well, bye.
that means I'm about to drastically change my life if I choose to take a step back. I really don't want to stand here and cry and be whiny. I don't want to
3 videos of this shit.
do any of that because I do take partial credit into all of this. Years ago,
No. But we'll keep going.
I became a fucking troll, a huge troll. I almost asked for the negativity, especially like 2019, 2018, 2017. I almost asked for it. Any attention was good attention for me, even if it was bad, even if it made me feel like shit. But
You make it sound like that was a phase you went through, ma'am. That is an everyday thing for you.
as someone who's going to be 34 years old, I regret that. I regret that side of me. But we do shit in our 20s that we regret.
You still do it.
Unfortunately, it's like this is just staying with me. As much as I grow up, as much as I try to change, whether that just be in my personal life or on YouTube, you guys won't change with me. You guys aren't changing with me. And I'm just like stuck in this weird girl world, like Amberverse, negative, just like horrible space. And I want to break up with it. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. And I just don't know what to do.
All right, real quick. Let's run it. Okay. All of girl world are stunted. They're all 16-year-olds. Agreed. Girl get a grip. Yeah, she's trying to ride a wave. Right. Credit. Responsibility is the term, Heffa, and every bit of it is you're doing. You coming on here and putting your entire fucking life online and being a gaslighting, manipulative fuckwit is the root cause. Congratulations. You are now getting the extra training that I've got on board, not just as a nurse, but you're getting the safety specialist training on top of it. A root cause analysis helps determine the exact problem that causes an issue to develop. Root cause analysis for this situation, young lady, is the fact that you come on here, you gaslight, you flat out lie, you're a troll, and then all of a sudden it creates a problem for you that you don't want to have to deal with because you want what you want when you want, and all of a sudden we're supposed to give a fuck. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Take the fucking L and just move on. Right. Still a troll. My dangling lung. I might have cancer. Fuck all the way off.
Stepping away from any sort of job is hard and it takes time and thought, and you need to figure out like, okay, so if I step away, what are my next steps? I have to figure that out. I need to do it in private, but that's not what this is about. I'm scared to talk about this. I am. So many of you thought Valentine was fake. That was the biggest thing. Valentine isn't real. And I accepted it for what it was. I was like, they don't want to believe me, that's fine. I'm actively having so much fucking anxiety for what I'm about to say. Like, whoo! Valentine's name is Erica, and Erica had a wife. I'm about to reveal screenshots that I could find because this is the only way that I'm going to prove it. Here's me not making time for my friends because I am literally
again, this proves not a fucking thing.
Always giving every single part of me to Erica. You guys know I struggle with BPD. So one of those things is when I get into a relationship, my partner literally consumes me, whether they try to or not.
That's a you problem. A you problem.
Do you guys remember that night when my mom stayed the night with me and we colored with children? And people were like, oh my God, there's such children. Yeah, that was when I was breaking up with Erica. Here's my friend Alexis, just being Alexis. And to top it all off, here's a screenshot of me telling Alexis that Erica's wife called me while I was at a birthday party. Remember that birthday party I went to when I was outside? It was super hot. I was at a park. It was that day. You guys went from believing Valentine was fake to them believing Valentine was my most recent ex, all for entertainment, while actively ruining people's lives. Valentine was real. I have never lied. So many times people be like, why don't you ever talk about her? Like, why don't you ever show her? Why don't we ever hear? Because of this. Amberlynn, why are your videos so boring? Like, why aren't people videos? Because of this. Amberlynn, why don't you show up at your job more? Why don't you put more effort into your videos? Because of this.
Nah, bitch. Nah, bitch. Nah, bitch. All right. So, all right, let me get into this. Woo, I'm tired. But I'm going to get through this. First of all, we've got a decade's worth of fucking content where you literally have put the most bare minimum of effort into everything. Every single diet attempt you've made, every relationship that you've been in, unless it benefited you in some way. You know, you bringing anybody on there simply because you have zero personality, okay? The fact is you have no capability of carrying this channel at all by yourself. You know this. You are the epitome of fucking fake. You're a 34-year-old fucking woman walking around using terms like girly pop and flipping your hair and putting fake jewels on to make it look like you've got piercings because you have no goddamn personality. You are not a 20-year-old girl, and you are trying so hard to hold on to them 20s, trying to be relevant, trying to be edgy, and you are nothing but a sad sack of manipulative, dim-witted dog shit. Yeah, throwing it in there, doing fucking desperate thirst trap TikToks that nobody wants to fucking see. Put them sagging low beams away. Nobody's interested. Nobody's interested. Unless it's somebody like this feeder that you have dragged up in here trying to show her off like a fucking prize, okay? Those are the only people that are gonna be digging it, all right? Let's just put it to you like this, because let's be real. You have nothing to offer. Nothing. You have no self-respect. You have no fucking education. You have like a subpar IQ. You have no fucking personality. You take on the traits of every motherfucker in a 10-foot radius. And you expect us to fucking care when you don't? You expect us to have some respect for you when you don't? You want to step away? Step the fuck off, bitch. I'll tell you what you can do. Miss, I want to figure this out. I want to figure it out. I can tell you how to figure it the fuck out, all right? Miss, I've got BPD. Miss, I got problems. I got mental issues. I don't know what to do with myself. Here's your motherfucking plan. Check into motherfucking inpatient and get some fucking mental help, some actual fucking mental help, and touch some motherfucking grass, bitch. Because nobody out here cares. Nobody cares. We are not your mama. We is not your people. We is not your friends. We is not your therapist. You are fucking entertainment for people because you chose to make yourself a fucking carnival sideshow spectacle. You chose this. And if you think the fuckery that you're pulling right now is going to make people feel sorry for you, you got another fucking thing coming.
Whoa. Surprise!
I'm so glad you enjoyed that. This woman infuriates me. She infuriates the fuck out of me. Hey Kay, how are you? Sorry you rolled in at the wrong time, baby doll. But yeah, you called it. You called it. You rolled through right as I got good and heated because I am sick of this. I am sick of ALR shit. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. You're so funny. Yeah, hey, I'm going to use everything I got at my disposal. I'm going to use everything I got at my disposal. We done talked about this. Them boys on there, they have a way of saying shit and just the way of help is saying stuff that just, it reaches me and it helps me say stuff a whole nother way now that I got that on board, And given how fucking dark this whole conversation is, having a little bit of levity don't hurt none, Kathy, that has never been a problem for me, Oh, I'm so glad that entertained you. I'm so glad. You found your surge of energy, girl. You see, I done took that hoodie off. This heifer has done got me so heated that my fucking ears are hot. I despise nothing more than somebody who fucks themselves and their life up and then points the finger at everybody else. I just can't stand it. Why? Take responsibility for your own shit. I'm so glad you think so, Mia. No, I got a little hot under the collar there. When I get aggravated, my body temperature goes up. Patricia, God bless you. That is so incredibly sweet of you. You didn't have to do that. I thank you for the super sticker. That's very sweet, honey. I appreciate you. Right. And I don't want to hear nobody say that fat privilege is not a thing. And we already know white privilege be a thing and female privilege. There is such a thing. There is a privilege for every demographic you can imagine, and ALR has got a fucking trifecta. I am sorry. You have fuck all to complain about when you're sitting in an apartment paid for by hundreds of thousands of people on the internet who you choose to gaslight, talk down to, manipulate, and then they call you out on your shit. You can't say a fucking thing other than thank you. So, what? ALR dropped Erica's name and the wife is ticked and seeking out a reaction channel to spill the tea. Really? Really? Well, I wonder where that'll end up. Because honestly, I hope beyond all hope that this woman dumps the entire fucking conversation online between ALR and this woman so that ALR gets a good solid taste of reality so that she can't manipulate this. I'm not fitting to lie. I'm fitting to say, hey, I said what I said. You know how that goes. This is all getting faked in my mind. Is he? I'm going to have to look into that. Wow. The wife was looking to talk to Zachary Michael or Karina Kaboom. Of course. But that to me, there's something off about that. If you really wanted to get your side of things out there, why would it matter who it was? Why Zachary Michael? Why Karina Kaboom? Unless they're fans of them or whatever, Come on down, Erica. Right. Come on, gay. Put it all out there. Salty. This is a troll piece of bullshit. I could see that. I could see it. I could absolutely see it. Whew. Y'all. Girl got my ears warmed up. Girl got my ears warmed up. Jesus. Lurker here, but Erica and her wife talked to Jordy tonight. Oh, nice. Nice. That's a good point. That's a good point. I just saw on Twitter, marriage certificate to private, show that she bought snow bleach for skin discoloration. Who is that? Who's that about, Amber? Is that you talking about Foodles? It's actually not too bad. It's actually I think I'm gonna have to repot it soon, and I'm gonna have to set up some kind of trellising on it because there's one piece that's so long that it's gotten narrower and narrower as it's grown, and it's kind of like turning and making all kind of funky angles. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Why? Ain't nobody looking at that. I just can't. I can't. Speaking of Foodles, we not going through all of this damn ridiculous uploading she's been doing. So
this is the package.
Shut up. So I went through it and I just clipped out some stuff that I wanted us to touch on because honestly, I wasn't about to subject everybody to that because there was so much dead air and so much nonsense just talking, and it was mostly talking about food. She's trying to ride the algorithm to find new people. Find new people to piss off more like, you know what I mean? I think Foodie has no place to make comments about ALR. I'd zip it if I was her. We're gonna get into that. I saw a couple of pictures of that. First deep breath she takes, she's gonna pop the zipper on that burkini.
So this is the packaging, and this is like a one-time treat. I'm not going to get these ever again. And this is the Troy McClure donut, okay? The strawberry cream cheese one. I ordered a Marge Simpson, but this is not the Marge Simpson. And yes, there's going to be people bitching and complaining that I'm eating pieces of these donuts, whatever. I don't care. Like, whatever. It's a treat, so who cares? Just I'm going to do it, and that's it.
So the argument that this is a treat when she had ice cream the night before and donuts 2 days before that, when you're and you know, God knows what the fuck ever else. You know, I think our English major, somebody needs to send her a fucking dictionary so she knows what actual word meanings entail. Because this ain't it.
No, it's not my first time, but
see, this is not my first time. Tell us how great you're doing, Foodie.
They sent one donut is the wrong donut. It's not the Marge Simpson donut.
And she proceeds to bitch like this the entire way through that live stream.
And when I got it before, it was pretty good, but it's like stale. Anyway, I'll deal with it after. I'm not going to eat them yet. I didn't eat them, Jenna. Haven't you seen their full donuts? I had to try a bite to know it's not good. How am I supposed to know? Just like telekinetically know that they're not fresh? The fuck?
But by the way, she confirmed, and I couldn't find it, but she did confirm that they ate them later on. They put them in the microwave and then ate them. Tell us, Foodie, how nobody out here knows anything about you. There's also the salad donut called For a Good Time donut by the owner. It's made of poop and sprinkles of white frosting. Ew. God bless you, girl. I don't think I could do it. Right. Probably. And that yellow one looks like baby poop on top of it. So, 2 for 1 special.
I can't do a 360 spin. Gee!
She made the comment she couldn't do a spin like that because of the furniture. It couldn't possibly because of the 350 pounds she's got attached to her ass that keeps her from being able to sit center on that chair. The delulu of it all.
It is so hard. The bigger ones are less stale than the small ones. Why is it
I agree,
bumpy?
Tiny
Okay,
Walnut.
let's find out. It's so stiff. Hey, baby.
Facts, Olga.
And honestly, for me to not even be able to choke it down, like, I don't know, people see, like, oh, a fat person with diabetes eating a piece of a donut better come in and friggin' be sanctimonious. I can't.
No. 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 No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It ain't just the fact that you're a fat person eating a piece of a donut. That's not it. That's not it, girl. It's the fact that you are a super morbidly obese woman with unregulated type 2 diabetes. You're already having heart problems. You've already got an enlarged liver. You're already losing your eyesight. Your foot is probably dangling at this point. And by the way, y'all, if y'all want a Beat a Story shirt, it is still in the shop. Foodie's foot reimagined. Its next life projected. Thanks to the oh so wonderful, wonderful folks in the Salty Gang who are talented beyond all measure, making it possible to come up with stuff like that, because I have no capability in that regard. This is not just a fat person eating a part of a donut. Nah, this is a death fat shoving infinite carbs and sugar into their head on a daily basis. 4 months. And acting indignant about it. That's what this is. It will take one tiny little step and she will be immobile. I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I've been saying that. One step the wrong way and she will end up with an injury and she will be done. Done. And if she thinks that Sala is going to take care of her the way she thinks that he is, she is sorely mistaken.
Can't believe in 2024 that adults still weight shame other adults, especially fat ones. No, I can't even eat them. Like, you guys know. Okay, literally, you guys are messed up in the head. Like, how R-word do you have to be to think I'm going to eat this off camera when I literally mukbang and eating entire pizza if I want to on camera?
Well, one, you've already confirmed that y'all ate them. But we know that you're going to eat them off camera, homegirl, because we know you. We know you.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. You're always hungry. I'm hungry.
Why you acting brand new? I moved some stuff around in the living room. My room looked and felt and feels so much better. I still have to tackle another 300 square foot tomorrow. You can do it, girl. You'll get there. When I bought this house here, before I moved in, I came in and sat down and mapped out the room and everything and like pre-laid everything out before moving everything around, and with the way I've got everything laid out here, it's a great use of the space and it keeps it open so that it doesn't feel claustrophobic. I've got a video up of a house tour showing the inside of my place because, I've got everything all decorated up and everything. And I recorded it because everybody that I know in real life I would go on Facebook and be like, hey, I'm stuck. I like these two lamps and I need two, but I'm stuck between these two styles. Y'all help me pick. Or take like my mural back here. I'm stuck between these two murals. Which one should I pick? Sort of thing. And people were helping me. I would number them 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, whatever, however many options. And ideally, they were helping me pick stuff out because I liked every single one of the options that I chose. So I ended up, everybody kept asking, well, what it ended up looking like, So I recorded a walkthrough showing what their each room looked like before and how it turned out at the end. If you're curious, I had a good time making my little house comfortable and cute. I don't think anyone should eat donuts, especially not this thing. I can agree with that. I mean, it's fried dough with sugar on it. I mean, there's nothing healthy at all about it, Facts. Yeah. I think I heard some of it. Actually, I've not been real heavy-handed on it today, and I ain't been real heavy-handed on it. It's just been kind of peppering here and there. You know what I mean? I do that too. But then I decide it's wrong and move it again. That's funny.
I'm not ashamed of myself and my weight. Like, seriously, I at least cam the fuck up. Okay?
That's not a flex.
I show my whole body. I show my whole body.
Not making even a quarter of an inch of airtime, y'all.
I show my whole body. I show my whole body. All right? So when you do that on your couch, then you can send your $2 that you're going to need for your crappy rental house.
Do you think that was like cute? Was that a moment for you?
Right. Facts. This is the most modest Muslim way to do this. I'm guessing apparently in her mind, slowed down to 0.25. It's hilarious to watch. Oh my God. Girl, it's like watching a toddler try to dance, No home training happened. Agreed. Facts. Imagine thinking reaction channels would jump on our furniture. True. I mean, let's be real here. We can't all mooch furniture and stuff off of other people. Most of us out here in the great wide world, we earn the money to pay for the things that we own. And thus, we're not going to run around jumping up and down on our fucking couch because we have respect for the time and the effort that went into the money to pay for them. That's why I used the Blair clip. Was that a moment for you, baby? Do you think that was cute? Because it wasn't. It wasn't the flex that you thought it was. My fat has always been soft. She's so densely packed. Yes, well, but we know she got a lot of fluid buildup in there too. Tragically delicious.
Really? Nicole, she's a confirmed feeder? Oh. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. I hope she does. I don't know. What do you want me to say about that? It's not my business, honestly. If anyone loves it. Yeah, usually Amani, because usually if somebody loves a bigger person, they're a feeder. Exactly. No, I'm not into feederism. I'm against it. So I know that sounds weird because people accuse us of that, but that's not the case at all.
I'm sure at this point it's probably not. He doesn't get off on the fact that he doesn't get up on the fact that you're built like a boulder, okay? And he doesn't want you to get fatter, okay? But he's a limp-wristed, weak little soy boy who has absolutely zero fucking backbone, and he caves every single fucking time that you throw a temper tantrum. That's that little dick energy coming through.
Teeny weeny, shriveled little short man.
And I'm sorry, but I don't feel sorry for either of you. Either of you. Y'all made that bed. Y'all can lie in it as far as I'm concerned. And the same conversation holds true about ALR as it does to Foodie. Foodie ain't got fuck all for a personality anymore. What little bit she did have was repulsive. She has absolutely fuck all to offer. She is the equivalent of a lead weight to be toted around somebody's neck. Nothing to offer. Nut brings absolutely fuck all to the table. That's why people question what the hell anybody is doing with y'all. The level of Delulu. The level of Delulu. Well, actually, Heather, truth be told, if you really want to see some entertainment, back it up to ALR. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, girl. I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night. I've only had maybe about a 30-minute nap today. And I still lost it and went in for a minute because I can't with these fucking women. So now we're just kind of skimming over Foodie because Foodie's been posting hand over fist the last 2 weeks. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Actually, like literally, like this is personal and I shouldn't even be saying our business, but before I order or eat anything, Salah, like, you know, he acts like my dad, like, this is not good for your diabetes, you shouldn't be eating this and this and that, and
I don't believe that.
You know, but I gotta do what I gotta do. But for some,
I don't believe not near a bit of that. Because he doesn't know anything about diabetes other than what you've told him, and you know just as little as he does. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been spicy tonight, girl. I've been spicy. You know how slick my mouth gets? Throw on top of it, being a little grouchy because I'm tired. Yes, ma'am. I don't believe none of that. I don't believe not near a bit of what she's saying about him trying to regulate her and what she eats and telling her, well, you really shouldn't do that, because that one is just as stunted mentally as she is. So how the hell is he supposed to know what she should and shouldn't be eating? I don't think either of them are intelligent enough to actually listen to what's being said to them at these doctor's offices. I don't believe that. And her saying, I just got to do what I got to do. Yep. That right there. I got to do what I got to do. I want what I want when I want.
to purposely be like funnel feeding someone to purposely want them to be fatter, in my opinion, is not love, because you're harming the person, right? So, like I said, the situation is tricky. Like for me, I'm not ever going to be the type of person to just eat super, super healthy food. Like no, like super clean. Like no thanks. I don't want to. But
tell us you don't know anything about feeders or feederism without telling us. Secondarily, that degenerate fuck you call a husband is really not much better, because he's an enabler. He knows you have no way of ordering anything because, number one, you can't read anything in the apps. Number two, you can't speak to the delivery drivers because you don't speak the language, which means He is your go-between. He's your enabler. Congratulations. He is just as bad as an actual feeder. Just as bad. Tell us how much he loves you, girl. And tell us how much it is that you love him. If he loved you, he would set and uphold some boundaries with you. And secondarily, if you love him as much as you claim to, would you not want to be a better version of yourself to make it possible to spend as much of your life as you can with him? Have I been lucky enough to have that sort of relationship in my life? No. Do I have examples of that in my life? Yes. That's exactly the kind of relationship that my parents had. They chose to strive to be better people for each other. Wasn't talking about you, but that works too. So, you know, tell us how much y'all love each other. As if we can't see through it. Hey, Hannibal, how are you, honey? And with her, it's not even necessarily the amount of weight. It's like, can't eat more than X calories. And if you cheat too many times, I'm leaving. Well, true. That's a good point. I'm not going to grow old with somebody who's not trying to grow old. Exactly. With the amount and kind of meat Saul has in his mouth at night, this may be fair game for Foodie since food is what she gets off on. That's, ooh, keeping her stupid. Not that it's that hard. True. Very true. Hi, Amber. I think I might have said hi to you already. Sorry, I'm tired. It's the effort with her we need to see, not the net results. Quite true.
I want to try to make little realistic changes in my everyday life, like, you know, that I can do and then build on that. Like, I can't start right away just like all gung-ho, like really super, like I said, boiled chicken, kale, like super just, I don't know. Anyways.
I want to make little sustainable changes from the woman who in the same video showed 2 donuts the size of her head that could feed a small family as a treat. And Miss, I don't want to go all gung-ho. Gung-ho is where your ass should have been a year ago. Should have been 2 years ago. Hell, 3-4 years ago. Gung-ho is all the fuck you've got left, old girl. This, I'm going to gradually ease into it. That time's done come and went, sister. Been come and went. The damage is already fucking done. Let's say by some stretch of the imagination, and it is the most truest form of fiction ever, that you wake up tomorrow with the level of clarity that would make you say, all right, today's the day. I'm doing this. I want to change my life. The damage is done. Your kidneys are shot. They will stay that way. Your eyesight is jacked. It will stay that way. Your brain and your heart have sustained damage that will not ever be undone. And you will still die prematurely. That is it. That is reality. And you act surprised that we're out here making fun of the prospect of you dying because you don't care. Yet again, same conversation with her as we're having with ALR. Why do you expect us to care when you don't? Why do you expect us to have any sort of respect for you when you don't have respect for you? You have shown this over and over and over again. She was Dong Ho, the most that I've seen for consistency. True. For sure, the damage is already done. There's zero undoing the damage she's done at this point. And it's trying to control the issues that she'll have for the rest of her life. Quite true. But the point is that she doesn't want to. She wants to have her way, and that's it. Same, crab apples. Same. But she's got a whole army of enablers around her. Uncle Phil, Mama Shmee, her sister, they don't care. They just don't want to have to deal with her acting an ass. Any normal set of human beings who weren't toxic as fuck, and you can't tell me that there isn't toxicity in that family, would have actually had her ass fucking committed as soon as she said, I'm flying to Kuwait and marrying a man that I only started talking to 3 days ago. That would have been enough for some people to be like, this bitch is a danger to herself. She needs some treatment. Let's go. Let's go. That. I don't think she'll ever qualify for surgery, honestly. But the other ones, absolutely. Tis true. Tis true. Uh-oh. Hi, Abby. Good to see you, sweetheart. Yep. Yep. And I hate to break it to her, but there ain't nothing cute about being out of your fucking mind. Hey, Karma. Good to see ya. Tis true, but, ideally, I'm sure that there are probably some avenues that can be taken to actually put them in a position where they have more of a say in what she can and can't do. Instead of having her committed, at the very least, try to get durable power of attorney over her so that she can't make big decisions like that on her own without somebody being involved, which is really what she needs to be true. I don't think that means that they don't care. I think she's just that difficult. I have a sister that's just like that. I've given up. Right. And I think that's really kind of where they're at with her. They don't care to deal with the issues anymore. That's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. I thought it was dangerous to put somebody on Ozempic who had uncontrolled diabetes. Well, I mean, in order to regulate her eating habits and to turn off that hand-to-mouth thing that she's got going on, as long as she's awake, that would probably be the only thing that would work for her. And I've said it before, her relinquishing control to somebody else, her not being able to decide what she does and doesn't eat, someone else regulating what she has access to, those two things might actually help her, along with intense freaking inpatient therapy. Jesus, Lord Almighty. I don't blame her family for giving up. Look at how she was over that stupid Tim Hortons. I agree. I don't know whether they tried or not, but as someone who put the work in for decades, I can't fault them for not staying involved. She's an adult. She's allowed to run her life. That's a good point. As for being committed, wouldn't the Marchman Act allow her to be committed involuntarily to, I would have to look into that to know for sure, honestly, Heather. I've never actually had to commit somebody, so I'm lucky that way, I guess. I mean, she's 40 at this point. If I was her mom, I would just wash my hands over. It's not like she's really trying, and she ran halfway around the world. Good point. I agree. Tragically, save it for someone who actually wants to get better. That's a good. Well, yeah, true. WeGo might be better, but ideally, I think with her, it would probably be a waste. She'd find some kind of way to break out of inpatient if she was locked in. Never mind. I forgot that's Canada. I'm not sure if they would have something like that. I'm not sure either, but it's a good thought. Good point.
Everything we do, we confer with each other. We don't just do things on our own. You know what I mean? Like, if he wants to order something too, he'll I'm going to order this. What do you think? Should I order this? Do you want anything? Blah, 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 kind of thing, We always kind of agree together what to order.
Yeah, we've seen how y'all agree about ordering things. I'm going back to Canada and it's over. Yeah, they confer all right. Conference looks like this. Foodie saying, I want XYZ. And him saying, well, you probably really shouldn't have it. And then her sitting there pestering him and aggravating him to the point that eventually they end up in a knockdown drag out, and she's threatening to fly across the world to get away from him because she's throwing a temper tantrum. That's what their conference looks like. Right. Bunch of chuckleheads. That's true. Right. She's a bad liar. She always has been. Tragically, I thought it was the same thing except for the name. Order. Well, she's not fixing to do that. That would require effort camps. How you doing, by the way?
You asked us to keep you on track. I think that's impossible because everyone has so many different opinions, genitalia, what on track and what healthy is. We can't do it.
If you okay, let me rephrase this. For her to say there's so many, she's tried to say there was so many differing opinions from the different medical providers that she went to. Let me see if this is it behind it.
I don't know. When I saw the 1,000-pound lady who passed away.
Oh, nope. We're talking about ALR. What she tried to say after this, and I think that section might be a little further down. The reality of the situation is, if you are reading varying things online and you are talking to different providers and they're all telling you the same thing, I think it would be pretty safe to say that the person that you need to follow is going to be the person that's doing the shit that's actually keeping you alive. If you're seeing an internal medicine physician, his opinion as a specialist is going to probably be more reliable than a general practitioner. And I'm going to say this, I do not believe that their opinions vary that much. I don't think so. As long as I've been working in this field, the only time you're going to see something with a drastic shift like that is if you have multiple specialists, and realistically, that is your fault for having two different specialists telling you do different things and you not asking questions and trying to say, okay, well, I've got a nephrologist and I've got an internal medicine specialist and I have an endocrinologist and they're all telling me three different things. It is entirely possible to actually have a conference call or some sort of get together with these people to say, here's what we got. Here's all my problems. All three of you are treating a different problem, and all three of you are giving me a different set of dietary requirements. We need to sit down and we need to actually sort through this so that all three things are adequately managed. But that would take somebody who actually gives a fuck about their health to do that. This is one more excuse in a chain of excuses. She does kind of look like a flying nun. Spicy popcorn. I think all the docs would agree she needs her mouth surgically sealed. Probably. Or I honestly believe that they would tell her she needed to be in inpatient rehab. And she would rebuke that in the name of Jesus, Allah, and the flying spaghetti monster in the sky.
I don't know. When I saw like the 1,000-pound lady who passed away, it was kind of like, it made me feel worried for her, like really worried for her, you know? So, because I care about her, like, you know, so I felt worried for her, and I feel like...
Do you, though?
It might hurt now, but you could probably do a lot better with somebody who actually, like, has your best interest at heart. I don't know.
That's funny coming from somebody. That's funny coming from her.
Do I fully restrict or do I allow myself? And like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure things out. I find it hard for me. Like right now I'm focusing on just not binge eating because that's where like it's dangerous. Like eating those thousands of calories at once. Like,
thank you for admitting that you binge, because she just admitted that she binges, saying eating all those thousands of calories at once. And we talked about this. We talked about this on one of the previous live streams. And some of these meals that she ate, they had almost twice the caloric recommended intake for the average human being. And trying to say, do I restrict? Do I not? Yeah. You should be restricting. If you gave a damn at all about having any kind of longevity or any kind of quality of life, it would be in your best interest to cut out as many carbs as humanly possible. I'm talking about all of them if you can get away with it. The only carbs that you should be eating should be vegetables only. Bread should be the way of the dodo bird. Buy rice, buy potatoes, buy processed sugar, anything fucking processed. If it comes in a box already made, buy. Right there, crab apples. Thank you. Donuts, buy. All of it. If you actually wanted to save your life, you would be like, all of it's got to go. Salad, buy. Facts.
my last therapist that I had, no, the one before last, I've had a few, was...
Look at how quick she cut her eyes when she said she's had a few.
Into like intuitive eating and not like depriving yourself and not feeling guilty about food and stuff like that. But like there's so much contradicting, and then like
there
the one
is.
doctor I went to for weight loss in Canada, they wanted me on like a friggin' 1,400 calorie diet, no carbs. So it's like there's always conflicting information.
That's because the specialty of that doctor you just said was weight loss. Not diabetes management, because you refuse to acknowledge the diabetes even then. So, yeah, I don't even want to hear that. Same. Agreed, Tiny Walnut. I did the same thing today. I have meal prepped enough food for the next 7 days. Protein heavy, carb light, balanced, clean, all of it clean. This woman has nothing but fucking free time. There is no reason whatsoever that she could not do this if she actually wanted to. She doesn't. Quite true, but she doesn't want to do it, Heather. Hey, Fed. How are you? Oh, girl, you're good. You're good. I was up late last night too, girl. I feel you. I have a donut every couple of months. I go early when they're still hot. It's worth it. I've kind of given up on donuts. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I still have like junk food on occasion, like true junk food, but the sugar tears my stomach up so badly that it's just not even really worth it. Right. No reason. She doesn't wipe, so it's pretty downhill from there. True. Quite true. Yep. 100%. Good night, Tiny Walnut. Have a good night. Over there buying bleach for Chub Rub that no one is ever going to see. True. The priorities, y'all, the prioritize.
For like every different medical professional you go and see. So I'm just kind of left with myself to kind of take a mixture of all the advice. And that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean?
No, you're not. You're picking and choosing what you want to apply and when you don't. Worst kind of non-compliant patient in history.
Progress, not for perfection. Yeah, exactly.
Nope. No, ma'am. You are not fixing to pull my program lingo, even if somebody else fed it to you. You gotta actually make fucking progress for you to claim progress and not perfection. First of all, you ain't progressed in no way other than your pant size expanding and you growing out of fucking clothing because you have shoved everything you could reach into your head for the last 8 or 9 years with amplification over the last 2. No, ma'am. Just because you are the human embodiment of Kirby does not mean that you can try to claim progress and not perfection. Because you have shown no progress. You have done no work. None. Right there. Thank you, Nirvana. Exactly. Don't talk to me about progress when you're eating enough for a single person or even 2 people. I'll take 2 fucking people instead of the 6 that she's eating for right now. This one right here, she might as well be packing a litter of puppies on board because she's eating enough to feed a whole fucking litter. It is ridiculous. I agree. True. Me too. I gave up sugar, carbs, and processed preservatives a year ago. I'm anti-inflammatory carnivore. And when I eat foods with even a little bit of those things, I get sick as a dog. 15 minutes saying she meant cowgrass, expanding on her low-cal ways. Apparently, because honestly, I can't. Breakfast starts when she wakes up and goes on till she passes out. So the idea of I only ate breakfast today, right? The whole I only ate 1 meal today. Of course, it qualifies as 1 meal when you don't ever stop eating. Everyone
else who judges me doesn't show themselves very much.
And by the way, I know you've been watching because you started calling your cat Mama. And when somebody asked you why, you said, I don't know why I started calling her Mama. My cat, her name is Little Mama. That's been her name since she showed up. And I have multiple videos where I have shown every single bit of me. I am not hiding behind no avatar. I ain't hiding behind no filters. You see this, boo-boo? This is almost 5 years older than you. And I'm in better health and in better shape and oh, so much better looking than you right now, love. Probably makes you feel a kind of way, don't it? That's a you problem. You could have done something about it, but you don't want to. Don't be mad because other people out here doing shit that you aren't capable of. Right. One container is a serving. It's like, Jesus Christ. Stay away from Saudi's kitties, you vile animal abuser. Oh, y'all ain't got to worry about that. Y'all ain't got to worry about that. I'll cut a motherfucker over my kids. But we know Foodles has been watching. There's no question about that. She watches everything that has her name attached to it. Anytime she sees her face in a thumbnail, a mention of her name, her being tagged, she's going to watch it. She is obsessed with what everybody around her has to say. But old girl ain't got no personality. She can't help herself. She's got to take something from everybody that she sees because, she's not capable of actually having a personality and being her own person. Yeah. I don't even call myself their mom. I use the term mama lady. I take care of them like a mama. I'm not their mama. Even though they may see me as such, I'm the mama lady. Oh no, absolutely not. Told y'all, I'm in a very spicy mood right now because I don't have the give a shit to filter myself right now. I'm too tired, Take that Timu brush and brush, Julia. That brush ain't meant for your thinning hair. Don't kid yourself. That's funny. She's like a kidnapper calling herself mom since Julia is a free pickup off the street. Yep. Cat trafficker. I'm the treat bitch around here. I don't know. I think he mentioned it and maybe he will. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens. Let's keep going, y'all.
Well, heart disease is #1 killer for sure. But I'll probably die of a heat attack. I'm not kidding. Actually, heat can lead to heart problems because whenever I was really hot in the pool, I felt my heart pounding.
No. Heat doesn't lead to heart problems. Heat just exacerbates heart problems that are already there, boo-boo. You have already had this problem. You've had an enlarged heart for God knows how long. You're in fucking heart failure. Why are you surprised? You want to tempt fate every time you roll out the door so you can try to flex. I'm looking forward to watching you have heat stroke personally, but that's just me. I call myself mama to my 3 fur babies, but I've been called mama for a long time. Yeah, well, I mean, I use the term mama lady as like a differential because, take Krusty Kitty's mom. I call her mama lady. She's not my mom, but she's like a mom. So, mama lady. And that's why I use it with the cats, because obviously I'm not their mother. So, if that makes sense. It's a lady who mamas me. I'm a lady who mamas them, you know. I'm just weird.
Whenever I'm like lurking in a chat, I'm like, oh no, people are gifting. I hope I don't get one.
Confirm that she is stalking the reaction channels yet again. Hi, Foodles.
Just one because I'm starving. Why am I so hungry? Honestly, I feel ravenous these past couple of days. I don't know why.
That's your insulin doing its job. And I hope you're ready for the weight gain that's coming, old girl. Keep shoving them Reese's in your head.
I really don't. I thought they were Solos. They're supposed to be. I gotta make those brownies. I feel like I haven't eaten food in my life. Like that was the first time eating Reese's. It tasted too good. So.
Yep. Same. Thank you. That's sweet of you. Oh, I've claimed her. She's the closest thing I got to one right now. So, you know, I got to take when I can get. And do you know, I don't have near as many problems out of her as you do. Maybe it's just because she doesn't see me as often, you know. Right. Yep. Put the whole Reese's in her mouth. Yep. Yep.
The only thing I want to say about the Yaba situation and her baby daddy being a pedophile, don't ever come for my man, please, and thank you very much. But you have some freaking nerve talking crap about other people who are not even as messed up as you. You need to check yourself and look in the mirror.
I find that an interesting perspective from a woman who has had nothing but a circle of pedophiles around her, rape apologists, rape fetishists, just full-on degenerates in her circle all the way around. And you telling people not to come for your husband. Ma'am, your husband is a degenerate. Maybe you should be more worried about your side of the street than Yaba's.
People are like getting mad, like people are turning against Gypsy all over again.
Oh yeah, we're on this whole Gypsy Rose thing. This to me, and I got my own opinion on all that, y'all.
Because of those photos, and they're like, we didn't realize how bad it was. Like, what do you mean you didn't realize how bad it was? It was murder. You knew she was unalived, and how it was happened. My thing is, I think she had a big part in it. Like, my opinion is she had a big part in it. Sure. But she did her time. So, do you know what I mean? Like, to rehash that all over again. I used to be, not only that, but she was severely abused. So, I think that, like, unless you're in that situation, like, she had teeth removed, like, she had operations done to her unnecessarily. Like, imagine living with the nightmare that was her mother. Like, you can't imagine what that would do to you psychologically. I don't really personally also understand all of the celebrity status of her. Like, I don't think she really deserves it. In honesty, like, why?
You mad, girl?
And she can be kind of cocky. Did you see the...
Sounds like somebody else we know being cocky for no reason.
clip where she's like, oh, honey, I am so not threatened by you. My man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. You're just mad because I have a Chad. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's incel talk. What is a Chad? No.
Okay. So, let's sidestep real quick. Oh, man. So, the whole Gypsy Rose thing. First off, I am not a fan of Gypsy Rose. Never have been. Personally, I believe that she manipulated this gentleman, Nick, who she knew had developmental delay, to do her dirty work for her. He freely admitted that he stabbed her mother, but he said 4 times. And a lot of people who have autism and developmental issues, they have trouble with dishonesty. They really have trouble lying to people. They are really genuinely unfiltered people a lot of the time. So the fact that he said 4 times says a lot about the circumstances. That there were cigarettes put out on her when Nick Godejohn was not a smoker. The fact that Dee Dee's head was just about completely separated from her body speaks to someone with a lot of anger. Nick Godejohn did not know Dee Dee. He had no emotional investment in it all. But I agree, she should never have been elevated to the status that she had been given. But it's neither here nor there. Because honestly, she violated parole again. She's violated her parole for the umpteenth time because she was contacting people still in lockup when she was specifically instructed not to. So the likelihood that she's going to be going back to the clinks looking pretty good. And she's deleted all of her social media because she's terrified now because she's let her mouth write checks that her ass can't cash. And I do expect Foodie to feel a kind of way about all that because she's been making a complete ass out of herself the entire time she's been online and hasn't been able to make a dent. I chat as a guy who's got nothing but looks and possibly money. They're worthless as people after that. Well, personally, I don't think old dude that they're talking about, he's really not an attractive man in my opinion. And it's already been let out that old boy ain't got no job. So, yeah, it is what it is. Amber making season 3 lip was not on my bingo card. Total Uno reverse card move. True. Agreed.
Silliest abuse because with my friends in real life, there's no contention,
That would mean you would actually have to have friends in real life for there to be contention.
I should do a series of, can you buy this on Temu? Things you would never know. A lot.
Interesting perspective from somebody who who's been told that there are Muslims being used as slave labor for Temu after spending all these weeks putting on a performative, I stand with Palestine because of my Muslim brothers and sisters. What about your Muslim brothers and sisters that are being used as slave labor to fulfill people's desire for cheap items? It's only important when there's something for you to gain out of it, right? Prototypical Foodie there, I guess. Foodie wants to be the popular girl, something she never was in high school. She was a reject, quite true. Right. And most people know that most people know that majority of what they're selling is trash. Yeah, there's some issues in that case. She thinks she's untouchable, but it's so complicated, and I feel some sympathy on a mental health level. I don't imagine she had enough therapy in prison. I really don't think that she had any, to be truthful, Fatty, because, I mean, as somebody who's worked in the system, 95% of mental health treatment is here, take this pill. Because there is not enough mental health staff to carry the population that even any of the facilities out there, they don't prioritize it. Here, take a pill. Let's just deal with your symptoms. Let's not worry about the root problem. We're just here to house you. You know, reform is not a thing anymore. Foodie doesn't care as long as she can use it to make herself look better in a materialistic way. Yeah. Agreed. I've been said it.
A lot of companies use slave labor. Nike, probably most brands. Okay, I'll get the.
But that's supposed to make what you're talking about doing okay? Is that what that is? Is that justification? Because that's what it sounded like.
Brownies, just give me a minute. I'm in a food coma. They're hard as a rock, right?
But you guys, I'm just going to have a treat every now and again.
Oh, no, they're not.
Ew.
So she sits there for the longest time and handles this rat fink and has it running all up and down her hands. And then here we are, and she's
donate it or something.
She's rubbing all that,
I don't know.
rubbing all that piss from that hamster all over her damn face. And that's probably the best she's looked in a long time, right there.
It's cold. Hannibal Lecter. Someone's gonna come home and jump scare.
What the hell is this? Ma'am. 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 Mimi wants her makeup palette back. No. Thanks. I figured as much. I have a lot of experience in the prison system too, mostly federal, and it's abysmal. Mental health issues run rampant. Yeah. Mimi wants her makeup palette back, y'all. What the fuck?
Ew.
Right.
Look like Mimi. Can we retro react? You mean like me do a retro react? You guys didn't see, the thing that bothered me is you guys didn't see what that friggin' swordfish psycho fucking abuser was doing behind the scenes. You didn't see him like threatening to kill me. Like when I'm like, just let me, like when I was pissing him off, he was like,
This is the same woman for 2 years talking about he's such a nice guy. He treats me so well when the cameras are not on, you guys. Majority of this stream from hints till the end of it, which was multiple hours, was her rehashing and reworking and rewriting that entire era for her. I have to say, blue really isn't the devil's color. Maybe stick to red. She absolutely is full of shit. Yep. I just can't with this bunch.
I really don't know what the hell I was. I was blind. Blind. If you're gonna do those things, you deserve to be outed.
Oop. You be sure to keep that same energy when stuff about you comes out, when people talk about your shit, when people bring up the animal abuse, when people bring up, the pedo sympathizing, when people bring up false rape accusations, when people bring up false rape alibis, when people bring up just overall inappropriate behavior, you be sure to keep that same energy. Okay? Oh no, absolutely not. And honestly, it's probably a good thing that I hadn't, because I don't have tolerance for stuff like that. Closest I've ever gotten is I had an ex that had a lot of manipulative and narcissistic tendencies like this. That's as close as I've gotten. Right. I just,
People always like to blame me and say that I brought him to the internet, as if, yeah, well, at least I also, exposed him in a lot of ways.
Oh, no, ma'am. One does not invalidate the other. You are 100% responsible. You have made it abundantly clear that he would have no channel if it were not for you. He would not have had monetization if it had not been for your fan base and you telling people to sub to his channel. You have made it possible for that man, body by meth over there, for him to destroy channels that people actually have put time and work and effort into. You have allowed this man an avenue by which to, revenge porn anybody who tries to come against him. You have allowed a public avenue for him to threaten people and not bear any repercussions. You did that. Just because you exposed parts of things that you did not like for sympathy does not negate the other.
I'm gonna die.
Really? One more again.
Exposed him in a lot of ways. I'm gonna die.
No truer words have ever been spoken. And I got to tell you,
Did not expect that at all.
y'all mark it on your calendar, y'all. Transient moment of self-realization. Unless you're Sam's, you did shit, man. What the fuck? And here you are 2 years late, 2 years married, still talking about his punk ass. Yes. Couldn't help myself. Wait, let's back that up, because I'm going to tell you. This right here. Let me find it. That's too short of a damn clip. Let me see if I can catch it.
Exposed him in a lot of ways. I'm gonna die.
This is the reason why old girl is going to end up fucking dying. You don't know how many of what medication you have left. You don't know which pill is which. You can't tell me that she's been taking any of those medications long enough to remember which ones are which. Because she doesn't have enough intellectual capability to even keep things straight when they're in bottles. I just found 2 Apple Pens, a dog toy, and a half a bottle of gum under my couch. Is that all? I'm surprised there ain't more. It's the same reason. They're supposed to be kept in bottles. But, God forbid we actually do something that makes sense. You can't tell me, and I said this in a prior video, she is not double and triple dosing herself on the Lantis. It's not humanly possible. Right there. She's not gonna know. But yeah, she's supposedly got it under control. She absolutely is. I have no question about that, Rose. I have no pity for her. When her health fucking fails her and she comes on doing the same whiny fuck shit that ALR was doing, she will get absolutely the exact same treatment that ALR got. I didn't come through with the same level of energy with Foodie that I did with ALR because ALR pissed me the fuck off with her bullshit. Well, I mean, ideally, what'll happen is she'll end up on more and more and more of it. And it'll require more and more and more of it to keep her in some sort of regulatory normal, you know. But it will eventually stop working. But, you know, that'll take some time. I had a gentleman who, as we were giving him insulin and he was getting 120 units of Lantus a day at one time, as we were giving it to him, was shoving a whole full-size candy bar into his gourd, saying that eating keeps his blood sugar down. That man's legs literally rotted off of him slowly. You could peel off sheets of skin every time we did dressing changes on him. He stunk to high heaven because of it. I am too. More than likely, yeah. It is supposed, well, ideally, yes, it is regulated to an extent. That's the reason why they issue you a vial of it with so many refills. A vial is supposed to last you for X amount of days. What's going to happen is she continues to overuse it. She's going to run out of it, and she's going to go a period of time without those dosages because she's not going to have enough to cover her for the entire month. If that makes sense. That would be like your doctor giving you, here's 30 doses of fuck it all. Okay. Here's 30 doses of fuck it all. You decide for the first 3 days that you take your single dose once a day. And you notice, hey, this is really helping, you know, but I want to do what I want to do. So I'm going to take three of them for the next 7 days. You've just taken away 14 doses from a regular regimen. So you're only getting about half of the month's worth of actual daily allotted dosages. What's going to happen is she's going to run out. She's not going to have it to cover her blood sugars for part of the month. And her blood sugar is going to end up sky high, and she's going to end up back in the hospital or run to the clinic again. That's exactly what it does. Yep. And she's not having them. She is literally working against the insulin that she's putting in. With somebody like her, I don't think they would give her an insulin pump, honestly. Well, same thing that started all this off. She'll end up in ketoacidosis, you know? Sounds great. I can almost guarantee you that she's got very little of it left. Very little of it. There's no pharmacy on the Isle of Delulu. Right. I think she's only taking it when she really feels bad. Well, that too. Or if she knows that she's going to really get into something like the night that she had those, she bought the Simpsons donuts, even though she swears up and down that she didn't eat them. She confirmed later on that they did. So she gave herself some extra to be able to try to counteract it. Give or take a little bit. I mean, realistically, dialysis is an all-day process anyway. I mean, I've sent people out from the nursing home getting picked up at right after 7:00 in the morning, and they didn't come back until after 5 that afternoon. It's an all-day thing. It's a long process. Oh, well. Oh, hang on, baby. I'm tired. Hang on. Let's break it down in a way. I'm not using his. Let's see. All right, we'll use his. All right. Let's share some knowledge. Oh, here we go. And it's a quick video.
Hey, this is Dr. Barry. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've been in the ketogenic diet circle for a while now, and I keep hearing people who are very afraid of ketosis leading to ketoacidosis. So today, I'm sick and tired of hearing that, basically. Okay, that's a ridiculous thing to say. If you're in any way, if you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, if you are any kind of medical professional or diabetic counselor or nutritionist or dietitian, you should know better than to say this. To even say that nutritional ketosis can lead to ketoacidosis is ridiculous. And I'm going to explain to you why today. Now, if this sounds like something you like to hear about now and in the future, please click the subscribe button and click the little bell right beside it so that every time I
get on with it,
distinct and unequivocal differences between ketosis and ketoacidosis. Let's cover ketoacidosis first and get that out of the way, because I'm sick and tired of hearing about it, honestly. I'm sick of people worrying about it. And if you're not in the medical profession, then I can't blame you for worrying about this. I mean, keto, that sounds kind of the same, right? I'm going to tell you.
I don't watch him often, but he's one of the few whose videos that I will watch on occasion. And it's because, unlike some of these people, take your Dr. Berg, the one that Foodie loves to try to utilize as that she tried to utilize as her primary care doctor for all these varying arguments. This man, his license is confirmable. His license is active. It's never been suspended. All of his education can be confirmed. You know, he's the deal versus some of these ones that come on here and try to pose as something they're not. Yeah. Dr. Berg is a whack job.
A story in a little bit that really illustrates the silliness of thinking just because they sort of rhyme means that there's somehow one could lead to the other. Okay. So let's talk about ketoacidosis. Now, when I was training as a medical student and as a resident, I took care of multiple people in the ICU, intensive care unit, with ketoacidosis. Every single one I ever saw in my career, everyone I've seen so far, was a diabetic, was a type 1 diabetic, and either they didn't know they were a type 1 diabetic and therefore they weren't using any insulin at all, and their blood sugar went super high. Their body couldn't use the blood sugar because it couldn't get it into the organ cells. And so their body thought it was starving to death, and so it would start to break down fat, produce tons of ketones in their blood. And they would come in very, very sick, okay? They usually show up in the emergency room, and they usually go quickly after they're stabilized to the intensive care unit.
That's true. Everything that he's saying so far, I see no fault in it. I just don't have the energy to think right now. When he's talking about your type 1 diabetics, those are usually people with juvenile diabetes. It's usually relatively younger people. I spoke to an example of that at one point. I had a young man in his early 20s. He came in very lethargic. He kind of, everybody when he initially came in thought that he was drunk because he was being aggressive. His speech was slurred. He had altered mental status. He was just not in his right mind. And come to find out, his blood sugars were in the 850s, super duper high. He was so high that the AccuCheck that we use on the finger didn't even register a number. It just said high. Not that that's it. Not that that's anything surprising, because most of those AccuChecks top out at 450 or 500. But poor guy, we ended up, going ahead and we started treating him right off the rip. Several small dosages of insulin were given to him to get him down closer to a range where we could get him back to some lucidity, and he ended up in the ICU for a couple of days on an insulin drip until they were able to get him back regulated and managed. I'm trying to think, how old was he when he came in there? He was like 21 or 22, and he passed away not long ago, and he was 28. I actually met him at the local ER, but he was one of my patients at the prison too. And when he was in the prison system, blood sugar was always high, but he came in every single day, twice a day, got all of his injectables. He stayed on top of making sure that he kept his medication management in place. He got out of prison and he went off the rails, and it did not take long. He went back into the poor eating habits, not following his medication regimen. And because he got out of the clink, he went on a celebration spree, and alcohol is basically just sugar. So he ended up losing his life really young. It's sad.
I can remember in Le Bonheur Children's Hospital in Memphis, when I was training, I would take care of a little boy who didn't know he was a diabetic. And so obviously he would eat what little boys eat. His mom bought him the sweet cakes that he loved. And so his blood sugar was, I think when he came in, it was 500 or 600. He had no insulin because his pancreas had effectively stopped making any insulin. His blood was very acidic, and he was unconscious. I mean, he was almost dead. And if we hadn't intervened, he would have died. End of story. Okay. That's the picture of ketoacidosis. Now, it is theoretically possible to have ketoacidosis if you're not a diabetic, but I've yet to see that happen. And I've read a couple of case studies online researching for this video where the expert tried to pretend like a ketogenic diet led to ketoacidosis. But then when you really start reading into their numbers, you always find out the patient had a blood sugar over 200, which makes them, by definition, diabetic. So we're right back to, I have yet to see a patient on paper or in person in ketoacidosis who was not a diabetic. And although I understand it's theoretically possible, I think that it is exceedingly rare, at least in my experience it is. So the key diagnostic criteria that you need to know about ketoacidosis is that your blood sugar is super high, right? Over 200. I've never seen one under 200 who would fit the definition of ketoacidosis. Next is super, super low sub-therapeutic insulin levels, usually 0. Their pancreas has stopped making insulin. Another way this can happen to type 1 diabetics is if they run out of insulin and think, well, it's fine. It's Friday. I'll wait till Monday to go to the pharmacy to get my insulin. And then they eat some carbs, and then that's it. So type 1 diabetics have to be very, very careful because they will slip into ketoacidosis if they're eating carbs.
It's applicable to type 2 diabetics too, when you're talking about people like Foodie, who not just indulge in, but overindulge, massively overindulge. And Foodie has had ketoacidosis before. both times that she's ended up in the ER post Chinese food and whatever else, that's been her in ketoacidosis. That's why they're loading her to the gills with fluid. That's why they're hitting her with insulin. It's because that's where she's at.
And if their insulin
Especially with blood sugar readings like 450.
level's too low. The other thing that's pathognomonic of ketoacidosis is low pH. That's the acidosis part, right? And so you come in with a low pH. If your pH gets too low, you're done. You sign out. You're going to heaven. Okay. So those are the main criteria, and it's almost always a diabetic, usually a type 1 diabetic, and they usually have either they are a newly discovered diabetic, or they have some terrible infection, which is really messing up their body chemistry, or they've had a severe trauma. Right. That can also cause this as well. So ketones in their blood is an indication that they are in ketoacidosis, but really the main criteria are the high glucose, the low insulin, and by low insulin, I don't mean the low insulin we're trying to get to with ketosis. I'm talking about 0. And then they have acidic blood, which is very, very unhealthy. The ketones are just something that happens, oh, by the way, in ketoacidosis. The ketones don't cause ketoacidosis at all, not even a little bit. They are not the cause of that. They're just something we use as a sign to say, oh gosh, look at all the ketones. We better check a blood gas to see if they're acidic or not, because they may be in ketoacidosis. Now, ketosis, it's completely different. And let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a fable, a parable. If one of my daughters brought home a guy and said, hey, Dad, I met this great guy. I really like him. I think we're going to date. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's cool. What's his name? And she says, Jeffrey. And I go, what? Jeffrey? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You get him out of my house right now and you call the cops. And she's like, what? Do you know him? I mean, what, did he do something? What? I'm like, honey, his name's Jeffrey. Duh. And she's like, I still don't understand. Why is that bad? I'm like, he's got the same first name as Jeffrey Dahmer. You silly? He's a serial killer. Get him out of this house. Now, you can immediately see that's ridiculous, right? Well, he has the first name Jeffrey, so then he must be a serial killer, just like Jeffrey Dahmer. That's ridiculous logic, right? That's silly. So for somebody who's a learned expert about this sort of thing, if they pretend that ketosis is in any way, if nutritional ketosis is in any way related to ketoacidosis, or that nutritional ketosis can lead to ketoacidosis, you need to hit the little unsubscribe button, the little unfollow button, the little whatever button, because they do not know what they are talking about. They just reveal themselves as a sophomoric pundit who thinks they know and who likes to pretend they know, but who don't really know, okay, because they're unrelated at all. In nutritional ketosis, and for everybody in the ketogenic community, please, don't just say ketosis, call it nutritional ketosis. I think that'll make everyone much more comfortable that we're not talking about the other Jeffrey, right? The Jeffrey Dahmer.
Come on, Doc, get to it.
Ketosis is characterized by a low normal blood sugar, not a super high blood sugar like ketoacidosis. It's also characterized by a low normal insulin level, not 0 or super low like in ketoacidosis, but low normal. That's where you want to be. That's where the health benefits start to kick in. And if you check somebody who's in very, very good nutritional ketosis, if you do an ABG, an arterial blood gas, which hurts, by the way, so I wouldn't recommend it, but their blood pH is going to be normal because they're not sick. It's not bad. It's good, okay? They caused this not with infection or trauma or being a type 1 diabetic, but they caused it with their diet, right? Their nutrition. It's nutritional ketosis. So it's very, very different. And at the very worst, you might have some minor symptoms for a week or two with nutritional ketosis. Nothing like the intensive care unit symptoms you're going to have with ketoacidosis, okay? Now, I hope that this is clear.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for explaining that for me, because I just don't have the mental clarity right now to do it. But I mean, ideally, if you want to come right down to it, with all of the stuff that I've done to try to lose the little bit of weight that jumped on me when Perry Pause hit me, when I was doing the intermittent fasting, a 16 and 8, after about a week, I ended up in ketosis because my blood sugar had dropped enough. I was actually on that low end of normal, like he mentioned, because I checked it a couple of times. And it is ultimately just a byproduct of regulating your food intake, you know. It's not uncommon whenever you have people who go into fasting for weight loss or fasting for health purposes that they end up in ketosis like that. I actually went through a whole period of that after I had weight loss surgery because my dietary intake was more managed and regulated because I was only able to eat so much at a time. So, yeah, I mean, if one led to the other, if they had anything to do with each other, then I would have been in the hospital a long damn time ago. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I did what I could with what I had because, like I said, I am so ridiculously tired right now that all I can think about is going to bed. I'm surprised. I'll be truthful with you. I'm surprised the stream has lasted this long. Pigsley, baby, you coming in at the tail end. We done talked about everything they used to talk about and then some. And it's actually midnight here, and I've got to get all my ducks in a row for tomorrow afternoon. So I think I'm gonna call it a night, you guys. And hopefully I'll be able to pick up another stream in a few days. I've got quite a few shifts coming up because I got some stuff that I'm trying to take care of. I doing all these projects around the house here put a dent in my savings, so I'm trying to stack all that back up. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be a little busy coming up, but I will make time for it. My sobriety birthday is coming up next week. So I may do a sobriety birthday stream, just so you guys can hang out with me, even though I'm technically working the day of my sobriety birthday, the day before you guys can help me kind of ring it in. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll figure something out. I'm going to figure something out. And the girls is going to give us some crap to talk about. So, yeah. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all for humoring me because I know that my energy level has not been anywhere near close to where it would be normally or should be at this point of the evening, given the fact that I normally stay up the night before I go to work the next day. I hope you guys had a good time. Even though I'm tired, I had a pretty good time. You guys take care of yourselves. I will catch up with you next time. And remember, hydrate, because you are basically just a houseplant with more complex emotions. Bye, guys. Take care. Oh.